Have you ever wondered why some women can effortlessly pull men in without even trying, while others feel invisible, no matter how much effort they put in? It's not about being the most beautiful. It's not about saying the perfect words. It's not about chasing texting first, or bending yourself to keep his attention. The truth is, most women have been focusing on everything except the one thing that actually makes men go crazy for you. This one thing isn't a pickup line. It's not a secret move you can fake. It's something so natural, so magnetic, that when you unlock it, you don't chase men. You attract them, effortlessly, consistently. And the best part, when you get this right, he won't even know why he's thinking about you all day. He won't realize why he suddenly feels so drawn to you. He'll just know that you feel different. You feel rare. The thing that drives men crazy isn't about what you do to them. It's about what you quietly trigger inside them. It's about how you make them feel about themselves when they're around you. And most women miss this completely. But today, you won't miss it. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to activate this. Naturally, quickly, and in a way that feels completely authentic to who you are. If you've ever wanted to know the real reason why men chase, why they stay hooked, and why some women become absolutely unforgettable, stay with me. Because once you understand this, you'll never approach men the same way again. This is where everything changes. Let's dive in. So why does this work? Why does this one simple shift make men go absolutely crazy for you? It's because it taps into a deep psychological trigger that most women and most men don't even realize is running the entire show. Men aren't just drawn to beauty, kindness, or fun personalities. Yes, those things matter. But the hidden reason a man feels addicted to you is because of how you make him feel about himself when he's with you. Men are wired to pursue what makes them feel powerful, accepted, and emotionally alive. They chase what validates their masculinity, but also what soothes their deepest insecurities. When you know how to activate this trigger, you pull him in without chasing, without pressure, and without ever needing to convince him of your worth. His emotional attachment forms naturally because he starts to crave how he feels when he's around you. And here's the part most women don't know. Men don't even consciously understand why they keep thinking about you. They just know they feel good with you, and that feeling becomes addictive. It's not about endlessly complimenting him or agreeing with everything he says. It's about showing up with a presence that makes him feel seen, respected, and challenged in the right way. You spark his desire to earn your attention, to be better around you, to impress you. Not because you asked him to, but because you made him feel valuable just by the way you interact with him. This trigger works because men are silently looking for a woman who makes them feel accepted, but not too available, admired but not worshipped, encouraged but not controlled. It's the perfect balance of making him feel capable and desired, while still being a woman with her own life, her own standards, and her own mystery. When you bring this energy, he feels something most women don't give him: emotional safety and excitement at the same time. And when a man feels both of these things in one person, he doesn't walk away from that. He doesn't get bored. He doesn't put you in the just for now category. He starts to see you as the woman he's emotionally invested in, the woman he wants to win, the woman he can't stop thinking about. This is not about playing games. It's about speaking directly to the part of him that wants to be inspired, to feel challenged, to feel respected, and to feel like he's stepping into his best self around you. That's the hidden trigger. Men will chase the source of that feeling every time. The beauty of this is, you don't have to force it. Once you understand this trigger, it becomes part of your natural energy. And when that happens, you don't just attract men, you attract the right man who genuinely wants to stay. Stay with me, because next I'm going to show you exactly how to step into that energy, the specific things you can do and say to become the kind of woman he feels emotionally addicted to. There's a feminine power that men can't resist. And it's not about looks, status, or even how much you care about him. It's something deeper. It's the quiet, magnetic energy that naturally draws him in and keeps him there. It's the kind of power most women overlook because they're too focused on trying to be enough for a man, instead of realizing that the most irresistible thing you can be is fully connected to yourself. The truth is, men are deeply attracted to women who are comfortable in their own skin. A woman who doesn't seek constant approval, who doesn't try to impress, but simply radiates confidence by just being. She knows who she is, she knows what she wants, and she's not afraid to walk away if something doesn't align with her standard. That's what feminine power really is. It's soft, but it's unshakable. It's warm, but it's not desperate. It's open, but it's not available to just anyone. Men can feel this energy instantly. They can sense when a woman values herself deeply, when she chooses to enjoy her life, protect her peace, and hold her boundaries, without apology. And here's the secret. The more a woman leans into that energy, the more a man naturally starts to lean into her. It's like gravity. You don't have to chase, because your energy pulls him toward you effortlessly. But feminine power isn't about pretending to be cold or distant. It's about creating emotional space that invites him to step in and earn a place in your world. It's about knowing that your time, your attention, and your love are valuable. When you carry that belief, he feels it in your tone, in your body language, in the way you carry yourself. You no longer need to prove yourself to him, because you're simply living in your natural worth. What makes this energy irresistible is that it gives a man something he secretly desires, the opportunity to pursue. Men are wired to chase what feels exciting, what feels just out of reach, what feels special. When you give him the space to step up, when you allow him to invest effort without rushing to fill the silence, you trigger a deep part of his masculine identity, the part that wants to earn, to protect, to provide, to win. Feminine power is also about softness, the kind that creates emotional safety. When you can hold your ground with grace, when you can set boundaries without anger, when you can express your feelings without guilt, that's when you become unforgettable. You're not demanding his love, you're inviting him to offer it. You're not forcing his attention, you're becoming the woman whose presence he craves. When you tap into this energy, everything changes. Conversations flow naturally, and you no longer have to overthink your every move, because your feminine power will speak louder than any words ever could. Stay with me, because next I'm going to show you how to make him feel deeply connected to you in ways that pull his heart closer, without you ever needing to ask. If you want to make a man feel deeply connected to you, you need to go beyond surface level attraction. Looks might catch his eye, but it's emotional depth that captures his heart. Real connection isn't built through perfect conversations or constant availability. It's built through how you make him feel in your presence. And most women miss this because they're too busy trying to impress, instead of focusing on creating emotional space where he feels seen, valued, and safe. One of the most powerful ways to build that connection is through genuine curiosity. Most people listen to reply, but when you listen to truly understand him, when you ask questions about what excites him, what challenges him, what scares him, you touch the parts of him that rarely get attention. You become different. You create a space where he feels like he can open up, like he can actually take off his emotional armor. But it's not just about listening, it's about how you respond. When a man feels safe to be vulnerable, and you meet his honesty with empathy instead of judgment, you trigger a level of trust that is extremely rare, and trust is the doorway to emotional intimacy. If he feels like he can share his raw thoughts with you without being criticized, that's when he begins to bond on a deeper level. Another secret is allowing silence to exist. You don't need to fill every gap with words. Comfortable silence between two people is actually a sign of deep emotional safety. It means he feels at peace around you. When you can sit together in stillness, when you can share a quiet moment without anxiety, that's when a man feels like he's with someone who truly understands him without forcing connection. Also, don't underestimate the power of mirroring his emotional energy. When he's excited, you genuinely celebrate with him. When he's serious, you offer your calm presence. This doesn't mean losing yourself, it means meeting him where he is emotionally, and then gently guiding the energy in a way that deepens the connection. It shows him that you see him, that you care, and that you're tuned into his world. But here's what creates an almost unbreakable bond: emotional appreciation. When you let him know, not in a forced way, but in small, heartfelt moments, that you value who he is, what he stands for, and how he makes you feel, you anchor your place in his heart. Men are starving for this kind of quiet recognition. They may act strong, but deep down they want to know they matter to the woman they care about. When you combine all of this: curiosity, presence, empathy, emotional attunement, and genuine appreciation, you create a level of connection that feels rare. You don't just become someone he likes talking to, you become someone he feels safe with, inspired by, and deeply drawn to. Stay with me, because next I'm going to give you real-life examples of how to bring all of this into your conversations right away. simple phrases and actions that can create instant shifts starting today. Let's bring this to life with real examples you can start using right now. Because knowing the theory is powerful, but when you apply it in the moment, that's where real magic happens. The key to these examples is they sound natural, they don't feel scripted, and they instantly make him feel seen, valued, and pulled toward you. Imagine you're having a simple conversation and you say, "I really love hearing how you think about things. You see stuff in a way most people miss." That sentence does two things. It tells him you value his mind, and it makes him feel like you notice something special about him that others overlook. Men are addicted to the people who make them feel unique, not generic. When you focus on the way he thinks, not just what he does, you cut deeper into his emotional core. Here's another powerful one. "Being around you makes me feel so at ease. I don't have to pretend anything with you." This phrase isn't just a compliment. It gives him a deep emotional reward. The sense that he's created a space where you can fully relax and be yourself. Men crave that more than they admit. They want to be the person you feel safest with. Or try this. "When you said that, I really felt it." You have a way of making words hit differently. It sounds simple, but what you're really saying is, "You impact me." You leave an emotional imprint. When a man feels like his words actually reach you, like his presence affects you, he will naturally want to lean in more. He won't even know why. He'll just feel it. Here's a playful but powerful line. "I love the way you challenge me. It keeps things exciting." Most women avoid challenge, but when you invite it in a fun, flirty way, you trigger his natural masculine drive to rise, to play, to keep your interest. It makes him feel alive. It makes him feel like you're not just someone to impress. You're someone who can grow with him. And one of the most effective phrases when he opens up is simply this: "Thank you for trusting me with that. I really respect how honest you are." This is the moment where you build trust. When a man shares something vulnerable and you meet it with gratitude and respect, not interrogation or judgment, you send him a message that he's safe with you. And men don't forget where they feel emotionally safe. These real-life phrases work because they hit his core emotional drivers. The need to feel respected, seen, trusted, and impactful. They make him feel like being around you isn't just enjoyable, it's meaningful. Start using these naturally in your conversations. You'll feel the shift. His energy toward you will soften. He'll listen more, he'll want to share more. And without even realizing it, he'll start craving the connection he feels with you. Because it's rare and it's real. Stay with me, because next I'll show you the common mistakes most women make that accidentally push men away and how to avoid them effortlessly. If you want to truly unlock his emotional attraction and keep him coming back for you, there are some things you need to stop doing immediately. These habits, even though they're often unintentional, quietly push men away. They create emotional distance without you even realizing it. And the longer you hold on to them, the harder it becomes to build that deep connection you actually want. One of the biggest mistakes is over-explaining yourself. When you feel the need to constantly defend your opinions, justify your feelings, or prove your worth, you unintentionally send the message that you don't fully trust yourself. And here's the thing, if you don't believe your feelings are valid, he won't either. Confidence is quiet. When you start trusting your own thoughts, your own pace, your own boundaries, without needing to over-explain, you create an energy that naturally earns his respect. You stop chasing validation, and that's when he starts chasing you. Another habit to drop is seeking constant reassurance. It's okay to want to feel secure, but when you repeatedly ask, "Do you still like me?" or "Why didn't you reply right away?" or "Are you losing interest?" you create pressure that suffocates the connection. Men don't fall for women who need to be convinced of their worth. They fall for women who already know they're worthy. When you stop asking him to validate you, you create space for him to step up and offer it voluntarily. And when he offers it without being asked, it's 10 times more powerful. Another silent connection killer is emotional chasing, trying too hard to keep his attention. When you're the one always initiating, always texting first, always making plans, you flip the natural dynamic that builds desire. Men need to feel like they have something to pursue. When you make yourself constantly available, you remove the mystery, you remove the effort, and you remove the emotional reward. Space creates attraction. When you allow pauses, when you're not afraid to let him wonder about you, you let him feel the tension that makes him crave you. You also need to stop trying to control the pace of the relationship. When you force emotional conversations too soon, when you pressure him to define the relationship before he's emotionally ready, you push him into resistance. Men open up when they choose to, not when they're cornered. Instead of rushing, lean back, Trust the process. When you focus on building real moments of connection instead of controlling the timeline, the relationship flows more naturally, and ironically, that's what usually makes him commit fast. One more thing to stop immediately is downplaying your standards. Many women, out of fear of losing a man, start lowering their expectations or tolerating behavior that doesn't align with what they truly want. But here's the secret. Men are drawn to women who hold the line. When you stay true to your standards, not from a place of anger or punishment, but from self-respect, you become the woman who stands out. You become the woman who doesn't settle, and that's magnetic. When you stop doing these things, when you stop over-explaining, stop chasing, stop needing reassurance, stop forcing timelines, and stop lowering your standards, you step into a calm, confident energy that naturally draws the right man close. You give him space to pursue you, to invest, and to feel like he's genuinely winning your attention. And in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly how to keep him hooked long term. Not just excited in the beginning, but consistently addicted to you in a way that lasts. The secret to keeping a man hooked without chasing him is learning how to create emotional pull. That irresistible energy where he naturally wants to come closer to you without you ever needing to push. It's about becoming the woman whose presence lingers in his mind even when you're not around. And it all starts with one powerful shift. Understanding that your energy, not your effort, is what makes him stay. So many women exhaust themselves trying to hold a man's attention. They send the perfect text, they initiate conversations, they plan all the dates, but the more they chase, the more his interest fades. Why? Because what hooks a man long term is not how much you do for him, but how he feels when he's trying to earn your attention. Men value what they have to invest in. If you remove that process, you remove his emotional engagement. The key is to step into lean back energy, not in a cold or distant way, but in a way that says, I'm here, I'm open, but you're gonna have to meet me. This doesn't mean ignoring him or playing hard to get. It means letting him initiate sometimes. It means allowing silence without rushing to fill it. It means trusting that you don't need to be constantly present in his life to stay on his mind. What keeps him hooked is when he feels the subtle challenge of your independence. When you continue living your life, staying connected to your friends, your passions, your goals, you remain the woman he was originally attracted to. The woman who's complete with or without him. That's the energy men chase because it creates a feeling of excitement, not obligation. Another powerful way to keep him hooked is to surprise him emotionally. When a woman is unpredictable in the best ways, sending a thoughtful message out of nowhere, sharing a personal story he's never heard before, or suggesting something spontaneous, it keeps the relationship fresh. Men get emotionally addicted to women who keep the connection dynamic, not routine. It's those little moments of surprise that keep him coming back for more. Most importantly, what hooks a man long term is when he feels emotionally accepted but still inspired to be better around you. He stays addicted to the woman who makes him feel like the best version of himself without needing to perform or compete. You do this by genuinely appreciating his efforts while also holding space for your own stand. You don't need to demand more. Your quiet expectation will naturally invite him to rise. Keeping him hooked without chasing is about balance. It's the art of leaning back, staying open, living fully, and allowing him the space to step forward. When you master this, you won't need to chase because he'll be chasing you again and again without even realizing why. Stay with me, because next I'm going to show you how to pull everything together into simple, real-life actions you can start using today. When you truly understand how to shift the power, you shift the entire relationship, not by force, not by games, but by realizing where your real power always was, within you. When you stop giving away your energy, when you stop over-investing in people who haven't earned you, the dynamic between you and any man changes instantly. Suddenly, you're not waiting for his attention. You're not trying to prove yourself. You're simply living fully in your own energy. And that's exactly what makes you irresistible. Men aren't drawn to women who chase them. Men are drawn to women who chase their own lives. Women who glow in their purpose. Women who aren't afraid to walk away if the energy isn't right. The more you lean into your own happiness, the more magnetic you become. That's not just attraction, that's emotional gravity. When you shift the power back to yourself, you naturally flip the script. You stop wondering, how do I make him like me? And start asking, do I really like this dynamic? Does this actually serve me? And when you approach your love life from that space, men can feel it. They sense when you're a woman who knows she's the prize. They know when they can't walk all over you. And they know when they need to step up or lose you. That's when a man's best self is activated. Not when he's being chased, but when he's being inspired. Shifting the power isn't about being cold or unavailable. It's about being warm, loving, and kind, but with clear emotional boundaries. You can give affection, but you no longer pour endlessly into someone who isn't pouring into you. You can offer support, but you no longer tolerate breadcrumbs. When you live in this energy, you attract not just love, but respect. Men stay with women they respect. They stay with women who make them feel alive, challenged, and appreciated. They stay with women who are not afraid to stand in their truth, even if it risks losing the man. Because that's the kind of woman who feels rare. That's the kind of woman who feels unforgettable. This entire journey is about one thing: remembering your worth and standing in it without apology. You never need to overextend, overprove, or overthink when you know that the right man will meet you where you are. He won't need to be chased. He'll want to pursue you because you are the emotional reward. So as you walk forward from this moment, carry this with you. You don't need to fight for your place in anyone's life. The moment you choose yourself, you shift the power. And when you shift the power, you shift everything. The way you're treated, the way you're valued, and the way you're loved. The woman who owns her energy always wins. And now that's